Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green, and we are in the EuroLeague. This is the away leg, and you'll remember it's the away leg of the semifinal, and you'll remember the importance of the away leg is that away goals are more valuable than home goals. So if we were to draw this game 1-1 and then get to 0-0 back at the county ground, we would be in great shape because we would have the one away goal and they would have none, and then we would win. We're playing Atletico Madrid, I think, or Bilbao. Who is it? Who are we playing? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to win. That's the important thing. We need to win this game. We have a Danish referee. Danes, world famous for their handsomeness and fairness. It's Atletico Madrid. Okay, so Fernando Torres' old team. So today I want to talk to you about where ideas come from in a very small and specific way. I don't have big ideas like like Wizard School or whatever, but I have a lot of small ideas. Like all writers who have to have many small ideas along the way. The moment of having the big idea is the sort of celebrated moment in writing or thinking, but the real work of writing is in all the millions of small ideas and where they come from, and how you use them when they appear. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about like one small idea, and maybe I'll do a series of these that came to me. I should mention, by the way, that we are not starting many of our starters due to Ricardo Bunsen-Berna. How'd you get so pretty? Due to fatigue. Uh, yeah, there and also widespread injury. French the Lana and Twice as Vice both still out with injury. So our attacking core is not as strong as I would like it to be, particularly in a game of such importance as the semifinals of the Europa League. But unfortunately, we're just stretched. We're stretched to the max right now. Right. So the question is, why did I name the character Alaska in my first novel, Looking for Alaska? So I had a placeholder name for a long time, for years. Oh gosh, you could have spun the other way and really done something pretty there. And I think the placeholder, I don't remember what the placeholder name was, but I always knew that I would have to change the girl's name in the story, and I never knew what I was going to change it to. And I tried a bunch of different names. Oh, how could I have been offside when I'm so good looking? I tried a bunch of different names, and none of them ever worked. And I was really, it's not a huge part of the book, obviously, what you call a character, but it's something. And it became a big part of the book because, of course, the book turned out to be called Looking for Alaska, and thereby making many hundreds of thousands of people think they were buying a travel guide. But it is important, and it's one of the details that doesn't matter much, but matters enough that that all the details add up, and over time, that's how you build a book. So it was much on my mind, and I think that's the first thing. I was thinking a lot about it, and that's an important part of coming up with an idea, is that you're having a lot of bad ideas along the way, but you're thinking about it and conscious of it and wanting to think of something that's going to work. And oh, really? That seemed like a good strategy to you? I don't like it. Um, Stone Cold Steve Austin almost with a great tackle. It was a really good idea. Get it up to him. Get it up to him. Go wide. Back to McGoldry locks. Oh, you guys, you just don't communicate like John Greens communicate. So I went. And then I went. Then I happened to go to a movie. The movie was called The Royal Tenenbaums. It's a Wes Anderson movie. It's about this family of prodigies, and I love prodigies. I love families. I love father and son stories. This movie was really made for me. And I was watching it. I think I was watching it, as I recall, with my friend Levin. And we were watching it, and I found the movie very funny. It's a comedy, but I also found it extremely sad. Um, Far more sad, in fact, than everyone else found it. It was really, yeah. I still find it very sad. I still cry at the end of that movie. I think it's really beautiful. But Anyway, I was watching the movie and this Velvet Underground song came on. It wasn't a Velvet Underground song, actually. It was a cover of a Velvet Underground song. The Velvet Underground song that I first heard in 10th grade when my old friend Renee made me a mix. I think it was a mixed, it would have been a mixtape in those days. Made me a mixtape, and it had this Velvet Underground song, Stephanie Says, on it. And the chorus of that song, Stephanie Says, goes, she's not afraid to die. The people all call her Alaska. And that's a cool line. I don't really know what it means. It's really cool. Uh-oh. For the love of God, can I have a single uninjured player, please? I don't have anyone to play left midfield because my other left midfielder is French Lana, and he is injured. Merrick does okay out there, though, so I'm going to play him. All right. Good Lord. This is ridiculous. And it's halftime. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, Olympique Marseille is up on Chelsea, so that's good because I don't want to play Chelsea in the final if we get there. All right, we've just got to do it, guys. We've got to find a way to score in the second half because away goals matter. I don't want to be in a position where we've got to beat Atletico Madrid at Swindon in order to move on. That ball was on the line. Oh, what is the point of having a line if I'm not allowed to be on it? So I was watching the movie and I heard this cover of the Velvet Underground song Stephanie Says, and I was remembering what it felt like in 10th grade when I first heard that song and how sort of magical it seemed, even though I didn't really understand the lyric. It was a really beautiful lyric. And I was like, Alaska's a great name. Like, Alaska would be a good name for this girl. Like, she's kind of like mysterious. And also there's that great line that she's not afraid to die. And like, that's such a cool thing for a, like high school student to feel. And, like I felt that way in high school. Like I felt, or at least I wanted to, like the people I admired the most were the people who were unafraid, like deeply, profoundly unafraid of consequences and, just like wanted to like make beautiful stuff and live like thrilling lives and everything. I don't play very well when I talk. Oh, how did we not give up a goal there? By the way, the three moans of agony / ecstasy you just heard, I just want to remind you that context is everything. Almost. Stone Cold Steve of the Sea Austin almost made it through. So then I went home after the movie and I looked up the word Alaska and found out what it meant and found out that like the original word meant that which the sea breaks against, that like that was the definition of land, was the thing that sea breaks against. And I thought that was just so beautiful. And also that like it would really appeal to her. And and then basically I was like, but Alaska isn't really a name that like anyone in rural Alabama would give to their kid. So then I came up with so that led to this idea that like she had the kind of, like she had this kind of life where she would be able to choose her own name, that she would have this, that like her parents would have such contrasting worldviews and that she would be a mix of these two people, and that, like she would choose the sort of like a kind of crazy hippie name, basically. Why do we have the weird, I don't like this angle at all. I can't see where I'm kicking. Or do I like it? No, I don't like it. I always try to set up like a great goal call, but then I never freaking score. All right. We're making the changes. John Green. And how is Merrick already tired? Merrick, I'm out. Oh, right, because I had an injury. Well, you guys are going to have to play. I know you're tired, but you have to stay out there. Made of wind, too. He gets tired so easily. I know that it's because I run them like 500 yards, but still, I don't know. It seems unreasonable to me that they should get so tired. Will D. McGoldrick score on his last kick of the ball? No, he won't. Is that okay? All right, we're going to have nice substitutions here. We're going to bring on John Green, noted header of the ball, and also John Green, noted header of the ball, and we're going to try to make something happen. Oh. John Green's angry. Angry John Green steals ball. Um, and so once I had those ideas, like that flowed into other ideas. It flowed into that scene where Pudge asks Alaska about her name in the beginning of the book, and it flowed into a lot of my ideas for Alaska's character. Like in some ways, the fact of her name like reshaped her character. Oh, you've got to get there, and so I mean that's to me like that. So what inspired it turns out to be a complicated question because like it was inspired by the movie, it was inspired by the song, but it was also inspired by like looking it up when I got home, and there were lots of other ideas that were inspired by movies and or songs that then I would get home and like look up what they meant, or I would sort of investigate the idea in a story, and it would like totally fall apart and not work at all. So for me that's how inspiration works. It's like a very complicated nexus of things, and so when you talk like when people ask you to talk specifically about inspiration, you end up just kind of sounding like an idiot because there's so much to say and it's so hard to say all of it well. But yeah, that's how Alaska came to be named Alaska in the book Looking for Alaska. And now in the last 5 minutes, even though all of our players are exhausted, we shall attempt to somehow find an away goal because they are very valuable. And I think Atletico Madrid has to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now, as they have put themselves in a position where all they really need to do is score one goal in Swindon. And as we've seen, that isn't necessarily hard to do. The Red Power Granger, exhausted, pushes it forward. Other John Green. Oh, he's pushed out of bounds. That looked like a foul to me, but the referee said no, and he's Danish, so I trust him. Oh, it's just going to... Oh, and now we've got to try to track back. Maid of Win is exhausted. Ricardo Bunsen Berna, saving the day as he always does. Pushes it forward, but there's no one there due to exhaustion. It's a 0-0 draw for the Swoodly Poopers. The standard Swoodly Pooper 0-0 draw. Thank you for watching. We'll see how it all goes down back at the county ground. Best wishes.